1501 read. This is the second floor video confirmation of activities and repairs that need to be done. So this is going to need a brand new rail all around here because this rail is just inadequate. A lot of this is cast, and then you have tubes inside, and these tubes are all rotting from the inside out, and we can't guarantee these anymore. So by the time you try to reinforce or refurbish all of these, a new railing system, we definitely have to cut some of these lines in half, get some more lines in here to basically stop anybody from falling through. So with that, with the amount of reinforcement of these existing rails plus the additional steel required, you may just swap these out and get in new rails now that are more conforming. We have railing system. Look at these treads. This tread is actually from here. Look how bad it's all chewed away, and a lot of them that are going up this staircase are in similar condition. I recommend highly that the client, instead of refurbishing these, that he basically swap these out, but they still can be refurbished, but they're in pretty bad shape. As you can see, there's certain areas that these treads, and any time that you leave behind any original treads or grating, even though they can be reinforced, they are not guaranteed. Because you leave behind any original hardware. Connections get guarantees. Original materials and hardware cannot be guaranteed. They can be reinforced and repaired, but they cannot be guaranteed. So that's a very important disclaimer for anybody doing work for this client. Okay, so let's take a look at and start the conversation here on this weight box. So we already spoke from the floor above that we have a weight box issue, so it's pulling away from the building, so that's very, very evident. Okay, so this is important, but this is going to be a cage that basically grows. A cage similar to this cage down below. It needs to go up and basically keep this weight box under control. In case it ever lets go, it can't just come and try to hit and stay inside this cage. It's got to basically be controlled. Cannot have an uncontrolled piece of weight like that. All right, so let's take a look at some of the reinforcements going on here. We got this diagonal coming back. I don't know if that looks like a through bolt. We have to go verify that, because that's carrying a lot of the weight here on this corner, and also this weight that comes down and rests when this fire escape is in the up position. We got the lower clips on this is all gone. Again, change 100% of the superstructure needs to get done, but the flats of these gratings don't have to be redone. If they're in good order, they just need to be cleaned, sealed. But again, this floor, just like the floor above, it's all pulling away, and this floor is horrible. Look at this. Look at this rotted piece of through bolt right there. And that's just like, looks like somebody just welded a head over here. And the same thing over there, that's practically gone. So this is a very dangerous situation in that this fire escape, let me look at this. Look at this, look how bad that is, okay? It's just in very bad condition. And they have these rods that went through, I don't know what that was about. That rod is there, but they give it a quick little spot weld on its head, nothing. Look at that. That's all rotted. That's the only thing holding the upper platform. So this fire escape needs to get going as soon as possible on some of this activity. Okay, all the supports coming down, those need to be changed out, all those bolts, and then everything into the building down here needs to be resealed. Okay, change those bolts there, change those bolts. Anything that's a weld, welds have to be load tested, or they have to be x-rayed, or they have to be laterally load tested. So to avoid, change or make it into a bolted connection. Again, this is a fall hazard. Going down the stairs is a fall hazard. There's a railing missing on there. That was discussed. That railing is missing. So right now, by the time you reinforce this existing rail and add additional steel to it, it's a lot faster and cheaper to get new rail systems here and just get this fire escape more up to code. The fire escape looks like it has somebody that had came in and primed it, but that was pretty much it. They just basically never repaired. Look, the tie backs into the building. Can't use the existing. You have to make a new clip system. I'm really concerned about the platforms themselves not being able to hold this load. Situations like this where the rivets have popped, put new bolts in. Don't weld it. You can't weld on an existing fire escape anymore because the EPA says that anything older than 78 has lead and you can't put a flame to it. So everything was mechanically built. Everything has to be mechanically fixed. No more welding fixtures. Okay. So let's see what else I have on this floor that is a concern, and then I will do a full evaluation from down on the ground again, just speaking about everything. Looks like this support is an add-on that they came in just to sort of pick up this corner, and one of the things you got to make sure is that you support this while you change all the bolts out on these supports going up, and that the tiebacks into the building down here are sealed, so that this thing will have another 25 to plus years of service here. A lot of this railing going up is missing its lines, so we definitely need to change out these rails. I mean, this is tubes that are all rotted from the inside out, so it makes sense to swap these out because you can't verify these. And a lot of them, they've already come in and welded a lot of these and changed the bolts. So what you got to do is you got to just basically get rid of these rails and put in more standard rails with a tube top or a angle top that basically lets you use your hand to come down this fire escape. Okay, so that's the video was done for the upper floor, a video is done for this floor, and a video was done for the cantilever. Right now from below, I'm going to do an overall review again of all 3 floors from down below. Engineers oversight video here. So we have the cantilever in a down position. As you can see, it's got plenty of problems. So these rails, just like the upper rails, they're all old tubular rails rotting out. One of the biggest problems is that once they rot out from the inside out, you can't get in there and do anything more. So it doesn't make any sense to try to just waste a lot of time and money to reinforce these and then add more lines. Sometimes it's just simpler for the fire escape rails to be pulled out, and then they put in new linear rails utilizing maybe today's material such as angles to basically recreate the same exact thing. It is missing a rail on this side, and it's also missing a little chain that connects the two together. But we got a lot of problems. So all the treads need to be rebolted 100%. All the bolts need to be rebolted because this is I thought this might have been a candidate for a spot repair. It's not. It's a full refurb. There's no way you can load test this. It's too old and it's got too many problems up against the building, tying into the building. So it's not even a candidate for a load test because all the connections to the building are suspect and verifiably unsound right now. So we're going to rebuild the whole release. The whole cable system here is going to get done. All those railings are going to come out. Rebolt 100% of the treads. Every one of these connections, you got to rebolt, and then any iron that is weakened in any way, you can sister the tips, you can reinforce the tips, whatever needs to be done. But again, probably the biggest challenge is going to be how are we going to through bolt this back into the building, or can we epoxy bolt this back into the building? Because you can't put legs to the ground. They don't own that ability to basically tie into the sidewalk here. Okay, so we definitely got problems. The railing system problem isn't the same on the second floor as it is going to be for the third floor, so that's a given. 100% of the treads on the second floor need to be taken out. A majority of those treads are going to be very difficult to repair because they've rotted out so bad, but they can be replaced. We recommend highly at this time as an alternative number to the client that all the treads get changed out, but not necessarily all the grading. The grading is in good order, but the treads are going to be difficult because a lot of them are pretty rotted out because they've let it, especially the second floor. You got so much rot that there should be an alternative number to switch the treads at this time to get this fire escape back into order. One other thing that the client should also get as a number is a full refurb, just to change this whole thing out and put a brand new galvanized fire escape. So whenever you put a new fire escape, make sure it's a galvanized, painted fire escape in place of this. So, in summary, the tiebacks into the building is the most critical. Make sure this fire escape is stabilized, probably with some scaffolding down below, so we can transfer, because a lot of the tiebacks into the building are going to be through bolted and or it's going to be epoxied, and weather is a factor when you can do that. 100% of all the structural bolts are going to get done on all the fire escape. The fire escape does have lead, so you have to have your renovator's license. OSHA is going to be an issue on this also. And make sure that the men are properly protected under the OSHA guidelines. Be careful that we have some telephone poles here. I don't know if there's any power coming from this at all. And then the final thing that we're talking about, there's going to need a release arm. So this thing, in order for people not to break into it like I just did, I just pulled this down. and breaking into the building, you want to have a release arm on this of some sort so that when it's activated, this comes down and hits the ground and stays down. So you need to have something that once released, this drops all by itself, hits the ground and stays down. And that this chain and this support are all suspect. Something happened up there. It's pulling away from the building. And that's pretty much a summary of all the 3 videos. We've done a video on this cantilever, we did a video on the floor, we did a video on the upper floor. So any questions, fire escape engineers? 866-649-0333. 866-649-0333. This is fire escape specialist Mr. Meneses. Any questions, give us a call. 866-649-0333.